Sekou and Lang's Road Trip presented by Marriott Rewards here in Oakland High School with the man, Damian Lillard. How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Good.
Back to school.
Back to school night.
Back in the class. So much attention is paid to where guys are from and what they're doing to give back to their community. But for you, this had to be a surreal day, being able to come back and get the jersey up on the wall in the gym and have the kids going crazy. What's it like when you get to this point in your career?
I mean, for me, I knew about the event all along, so I was excited about it, just the fact that we was doing it for the students, and they would be able to lead the class and come right down there to, something unexpected, and I knew it would be a big deal, so that was cool. But when I actually got here, I was like, man, it's crazy. I actually played here, and I see a lot of my family here, and I'm at a completely different point in my life now as to the last time I was, I shared this gym with them.
Right.
And seeing the retired teachers that was here when I was here that left and they came back just for this, and, some of the ones still here from the time I went to high school here it was good to see them. But I think a lot of times, like you said, people talk about where they come from and giving back, but you're in position to do it from a distance,
Right.
with the kind of money we make and the influence and all the partners that we have. But it meant a lot to me to, come here and have the time to do it before I played the game and also be present. That was what made it real cool for me.
You mentioned seeing retired teachers. Did you know they were going to retire your number today?
I knew about it, but I mean, I do so many things
Right.
and interviews and all that stuff that it slipped my mind. I really wasn't thinking about it. And then on the way over here, me and my guy JR was talking about it, and he was like, "They don't retire your jersey," and I was like, "What?" And he was like, "You didn't know that?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot." But it's an honor to have my jersey raised up there, especially with so many talented players coming through
Yeah.
here before me.
Do you think about the journey more at this stage now, like you said, when you come back and can reflect on all the people that you see, the faces you see in that gym, and see the young people that are walking in your footsteps, coming through these same hallways you came through? Does it sink into you more now, seeing that from your perspective?
Yeah, it sink in a lot more. I think when I first got in the league, I was trying so hard to be one of the best players and trying to stick in the league that I didn't even really look and see what I had done. That I had got a scholarship from here and got drafted in a lottery and was doing well in the NBA. All those things I kind of was expecting for myself, so I didn't really pay attention to what I was actually doing. And I wasn't thinking about the people that might be impacted, or how people that I grew up around might be looking like, man, Dame is really doing this. Dame really did that because I'm just focused on what I'm doing.
Right.
And coming back here, it also helps you realize that, when they look at you and they like, man, you really did it. I can't believe this, and I'm proud of you, and you hearing it. And people tell you it all the time.
Right.
Like when I was in New York, people was like, man, I'm happy for you. And then you come home and it's different because they looking in your eyes like, man, because
Right.
they was there for the beginning of it, and they can appreciate it because they was there when it started. So as far as that, I think that makes it, real powerful and real meaningful.
We have some questions from people watching on Facebook right now. This person's name is Lucky Try. They said, I grew up in Oakland too. What's your favorite memory from high school?
My favorite memory from high school. I think I'm not gonna say this is my favorite, but it's one of my favorites. I'm everybody that know me know I'm the kind of person I just stick to what I do.
Right.
I play basketball. I like to rap. I chill. I'm a homebody. But when I came to Oakland High, a lot of my friends, they were in this program called VAMP, and VAMP was like a futuristic thing. It was like they was building skateboard ramps and doing a lot of stuff that was like that they had to do on their own. And it was K-Dub, who was also here, one of the teachers. He just always had his students doing stuff outside of what the curriculum was or whatever the school district, had them teaching. It was different stuff. And I remember one day I walked into their class, and all my friends was in the classroom, and they had got done building the skateboard ramp, and
Right.
it was like a half pipe. And I walked in there, and they was all trying to do it. They was all on the skateboard trying to do it, and people falling, and they was like, "Damn, come try it." And I was like, "Man, I don't skateboard." And then I kept watching, and then before I knew it, I was up in that classroom every day because I had figured it out, and I was just, every day I was up there doing it, and it was like, they got me to do something I wasn't comfortable doing.
Right.
And then I always found myself just wandering towards that classroom, like trying to see what they was doing next. And, you know, that's one of my best memories.
I'm just glad you didn't fall.
I fell a couple times.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, but
Nothing bad.
who am I? I wasn't nobody.
Benjamin
Another
Kaimov. Benjamin Kaimov says, what's been the best moment of your young NBA career thus far?
Man, these hard questions.
I think I know the answer to this one.
What you think the answer is?
Well, I think people in Houston might log off right now.
You helped me right there. That was definitely one of the top moments.
Right.
But I think the best moment of my career didn't come, so far it hasn't come on the court. It was Thanksgiving. I was able to bring all my family from home to Portland. We had a day off, and you know, I got a big luxury bus and got all my family here to Portland, and we had hotel rooms, and we had Thanksgiving together at my house. You know, it was like 70 people in my family out there, and we had Thanksgiving. Then the next day we had a game, so I played in the game. Then after the game, we all went skating after the game. And then the next day we had off. I rented a movie theater, and we all went and watched a couple movies. So it was like that was a highlight moment for me because it was like the first time I was able to do that.
That's cool.
Being in that position.
This goes to kind of, we didn't mention the concert we just went to at the school that people at home didn't see.
Yeah.
Fetty and all these other guys, Sekou. Alex Ruiz says, Damian, what do you think you can communicate through music that you can't communicate as a basketball player?
I think as a basketball player, you know, that's more for basketball players or any other athlete.
Right.
But in my music, I like to do storytelling and, you know, talk about the struggle and the things that I experienced. And I think being able to do that allows, you know, the normal student who catches the bus to school like I did and might get in a scuffle here and there like I did and struggle with your grades a little bit like I did, you know, and I can express that to them and say, I did all these things too, and I struggled like this, and this is what I liked, and, you know, just share that experience through the words, and I still got here, you know. So I think in the music you could kind of share something that they might be going through and reach them that way, but then at the end of the day, you can still be successful in what you want to be successful in, as opposed to basketball. The Oakland High basketball team is going to watch that more than every other student, you know what I mean? So I think that's the biggest difference.
K-Led, and I'm not going to try to mispronounce his last name. What made you love basketball? How did that start?
I think it just started from being around my cousins. You know, I got a lot of cousins, and when I was younger, we had a tree out in front of my grandmother's house, and they'd always be out there playing, and I wanted to do everything they did. So, you know, I remember a day I faked sick and didn't go home, didn't go to school. My brother and my older cousin John, they stayed home too because they had to watch me. And that was the first time they actually taught me like the rules and what a travel was and double dribbling and all that. And then like I was on the court playing with them. You know, I was young and they was much older, and I had to figure it out. And I just enjoyed that competition and being up against it. You know, playing against older kids and trying to remember the rules and stuff like that. And then from that point on, it was like whether they was there or not, I had a ball and I was hooping.
Yeah. You mentioned upstairs when I heard you talking about you went to a couple of schools before you came here to Oakland High.
Yeah.
Was coming here a game changer for you, not just in your academic career, athletic career, but just in life, just getting a different breath of what you might be capable of as a young man and what the future might hold for you?
Definitely. I think just the first school I went to was in more of a suburban neighborhood because I had a family member that lived out there, and my mom and my dad didn't want me to go to school in Oakland because there was so much going on. And I went there for middle school, then 1 year of high school, and it was just like, it wasn't working out. I mean, I was uncomfortable. I was getting home late all the time, catching the bus back and forth, having to get up at 5 to catch the bus and be on time to school. And then I left there to go to a private school here, St. Joe's, where Jason Kidd went. And when I went there, it was like I really didn't fit in. It was like I was the opposite of everybody there.
Right.
And I learned a lot about myself while I was there, but I felt like I was watching my future go away when I was there. So I was, begging my dad, like, let me go to Ohio, let me go to Ohio. Because all my best friends went to Ohio. So he finally was like, all right, I'm gonna let you go. And when I came here, it was like, at lunchtime, I was with my friends and laughing and joking. And you walk in and you in the hallway and people got their iPod in. It ain't as many rules. It was, it was just better. And I was comfortable. I was happy being here. So that was like the turning point for sure.
Yeah. Manuel says, what drives you to be clutch when it matters?
What drives me to be clutch?
Yeah.
Just wanting to win. I think when you really truly want to win, that you'll do anything to make that happen.
Yeah.
And when you believe in yourself and you know that you've put in enough time to the game, you feel like you always gonna come up big. And in those situations, I always feel like I'm gonna come up big. And the work gives you confidence in yourself. And so when those moments come, you feel like you're gonna rise to the occasion and it's gonna go in your favor. But then when it doesn't work out, you had a confidence where it's like, well, it didn't work out this time. Next time, it gotta work. And I feel like that's just cemented in my mind.
You said the work gives you confidence, but I think a lot of times we don't see the work. We don't see you in the summertime every day working on your floaters or like they said before the draft, you knew you were going to be lottery toward the end of the draft process. You were still working out every single day. I think that probably is what separates you from a lot of people also, is just having that, whatever it is that makes you keep working at it.
Yeah, I think when you look at the best players in the NBA, and you look at LeBron James and Steph Curry and Kevin Durant and guys like that, what you know of them is that they work hard.
Yeah.
And that's why they're able to be so confident and perform at the level that they do every night. And it's not because they just arrogant and confident for no reason. It's something behind it. They put the time in, and in their mind and their heart, they know I worked really hard at this, so it's gonna work out.
Yeah.
And then you see other guys where the confidence comes and goes is because they don't know in their heart that, I put the time in, 100%. And I think that's, it goes hand in hand.
Yeah. I think everybody in Oakland, especially Portland and around the league, knows that you put the work in. It's good to see you come back and get to enjoy some of this while it's happening. Not 20, 30 years later, but in real time. So we appreciate you letting us come and kick around these hallways a little bit. It looks good. The gym looks good.
Appreciate that, man. I appreciate y'all coming.
Yeah.
The teacher's in here showing off this room. He was very proud of his new room. So.
Yeah, and the studio we had when I was in high school it was like you got to walk through a classroom, and then it was a little room like that, but everything out here was smashed into there.
That's what he said. Yeah. No question. Listen, Damian Lillard joining us here. Sekou and Lane's Road Trip presented by Marriott Rewards here at Oakland High. Getting it in.